With a show of hands, how many of you have ordered a product online in the past 3 months? Many of you. And how many of you have seen a commercial on television or on the computer in the past day, the past 24 hours? Almost all of you. Good. This comes to show that the marketing industry has overcome many obstacles to create a paradigm shift that has changed the way suppliers sell their product to consumers. 50 years ago, 2-day delivery was unthought of. It was impossible to get something from a warehouse to somebody's door in 2 days. But now it happens almost every day with services like Amazon and eBay and other companies that want to do that for you. This has shifted advantages strategically towards consumers, from the buyer market that existed about 50 years ago, where you had to shop locally, you had to go to certain people to get your product. Now you can compare prices online from sellers in China or India and compare them to sellers here like Walmart and Sears and see which one fits you best. The first step to this transformation was the invention of television. With the invention of television, there was a new way to obtain the market share and create awareness for your product. Many big companies were eager to embrace this new way and really understand what was going on, really capture the market before anybody else could. That's why the Director of Management Resource Center at Syracuse University, George Fisk, reports that there were $50 billion spent on research and development for television advertising in 1980. This was double of what was spent in the 1970s. And this just goes to show you how much money a lot of big companies spent to make sure that they got the market, that they got this television, not only the airtime, but also the innovative ideas and concepts, that they got the celebrities they wanted, that they got their products out there in an eager light. That was a big return on this investment. Companies who could afford it invested immediately in marketing strategies with entire television ad campaigns, 70-second ads, 30-second ads, even Christmas ads and Thanksgiving ads. And profits just came and rolled in by the millions. In 1980, the television market accounted for about $9 to $10 million in sales annually. In 1985, the television market had 5 times that, with $45 million in sales, reports a Chicago Tribune article. These sales are just extraordinary for the amount of time that goes into these television commercials. When television became more accessible, became a household product, there was a shift. There was a shift towards direct response marketing. Marketing that solicited a response from you. We all know these as these crazy ads that offer you products. Like on the GVC or the Home Shopping Network. But this is really a very niche market that allows companies to access consumers that they never had before. The Journal of Direct Marketing shows that direct response television marketing is a gold mine. It increased its sales 60% from 1979 to 1982. And remember, this was about 30 years ago. And from 1982 to 1985, it doubled these sales. Today, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry with people invested about $350 million to reap $2 billion in 1998, $1.4 billion in 1999, $1.5 billion in 2000. These numbers are staggering for something that a lot of people believe is not useful. But there are big companies like Dell selling their computers on there, Fortune 500 companies selling on these networks. The next challenge was globalization. Globalization led to a change in the language of marketing. It was no longer just pleasing the customer, attracting them. It was making sure these messages translated over. And in the light of globalization, many companies made mistakes. Many companies made huge mistakes with millions of marketing dollars and did not translate their taglines right. Purdue Chicken had a tagline, "It takes a tough man to make a tender chicken," which translated to Spanish as, "It takes a sexually excited man to make a chick affectionate." It was just marketing gone bad. Turn it loose, a Coors Light slogan, turn it loose. I'm sure many of you have heard it. Translates to suffer from diarrhea. And who's going to buy that product? A Chevy car, Chevy Nova, in Spanish, doesn't go. Nobody's going to buy your product when your marketing strategy is that. So there were 2 possible approaches. You specialized your ad to every country. You made a new ad for Mexico, you made a new ad for India, you made a new ad for China, you made a new ad for Brazil. Or you standardized it. You had the same ad everywhere, and that led to faux pas like the ones I just mentioned. And the idea of the day was integration. This led to benefits for both the supplier and the consumer. The supplier got a brand image that was standard across various markets. If you can see, various companies like Coke and McDonald's were very successful at this, getting the same market everywhere. But several companies also had to track different markets, compare them, create groups of markets. And this really caused a problem from this. It was the connectivity of markets, how markets in Greece affected markets in the United States, how markets in China affected markets in Europe. And it was one of the problems was economic-wise. But there were a lot of benefits from this. The benefits were that suppliers got a bigger market. They got the whole global market to market to. And the consumers got better prices from this competition. And communication and efficiency really sparked up people's interests. Marketing showed how through communication and efficiency, you could double your sales. You could triple your sales when you went to the global market, says the CEO Andrew Ward of an international marketing company. And now next was the move to the internet. The move to the internet brought a lot more features and functionalities to what was earlier thought was a small industry. That really spurred on globalization. An article in Office World News said from 1999 to 2003 there was a 1,164% growth, unknown before, from 100 billion to 1.24 trillion in sales over the internet, all across the world. And this really brings me to my point. The continued success of the marketing industry, despite all the problems, highlights that there is hope today. Even today, billions of dollars are spent on marketing, and that just goes to show you that there is hope. The personalization of marketing packages. I don't know if any of you have heard of these, but packages like this. That's how an ad comes to your house, saying your last name, saying your first name. That just goes to show you how the personal touch remains today in marketing. Although there have been all these advancements that have boosted sales and that have made it much cheaper for consumers to buy a product, there still needs to be that personal connection and that personal touch between the consumer and supplier, which makes the supplier want to buy. And now you guys have seen the effects of all of these innovations, and I just want to leave you with this thought. The next time you hear about the evils of marketing and how they're stealing money from you, be sure to appreciate the benefits to you and how you are now paying so much less for your products.